In animation, character movement is meticulously crafted using an animation rig, a complex system that controls the character's mechanics, such as joints, constraints, and deformers, through user-defined control parameters that can number in the hundreds. However, animation technology focuses on skeletons, which creates challenges for integration with production. Mapping back to an animation rig to edit the animation requires complex tools or handwritten scripts that are time-consuming and character-specific. Based on the research paper, Learning an Inverse Rig Mapping for Character Animation by Daniel Holden, Jun Saito and Taku Komura, the Inverse Rig Mapping tool, abbreviated IRM, was developed as part of the technical directing course at Filmakademie Baden-Württemberg to fill this gap. IRM aims to provide an efficient, flexible workflow that works with any rig. It achieves this by using machine learning to learn the correlation between rig control parameters and dependent joint parameters. After training, the tool can predict these parameters based on the skeletal animation data. The workflow for using the Inverse Rig Mapping tool consists of several steps. The first step is to create training data by adding control and joint parameters and setting plausible ranges for each rig parameter. Random poses are generated within these ranges to cover a wide range of motion. Using PyTorch with gPyTorch, the model learns the correlation between rig control and joint parameters through a GPU-accelerated Gaussian process regression model. It minimizes prediction error by iteratively adjusting internal parameters based on a user-specified learning rate and epochs, which takes time depending on data complexity in model hyperparameters. We use the trained model to map the skeletal animation back to our rig by defining the animated joints and their attributes, collecting the animation data at each frame, predicting the animated rig values, and applying them to the rig. The predicted animation of the rig now loosely matches the animation of the skeleton. The gap between the animated skeleton and the rig can be closed by adjusting the model's training data and hyperparameters. Please note, however, that there are still limitations to the accuracy of this mapping. Complex rigs with many parameters may present some challenges, and the predicted rig animation may not perfectly match the skeletal animation.